5 facts, 5 ingredients. That's the name of the game. Well, actually, the name of the game I'm talking about today is Ooblets. Ooblets is an adorable combination between games like Stardew Valley and Pokemon. You basically plant Pokemon. That's what Ooblets is all about. It's created by a small indie development studio called Glumberland and was in huge part crowdfunded through Patreon. And without further ado, here are 5 facts about Ooblets, followed by a 5 ingredient recipe inspired by the game. Fact 1. Don't underestimate the importance of cloth. At the beginning of the game, you move to Badge Town and you're immediately greeted by the eccentric, newly appointed mayor. In exchange for helping around the island, you get a very rundown farm, and from there it's business as usual. Plant stuff, craft stuff, upgrade stuff. It's fun, but progress is very dependent on the clothlet plant, which is rare and expensive, but be better than me. Ignore sweetie beaties, fluty flowers and pompadoots and focus on cloth. Trust me. Fact 2. Collecting Ooblets is addictive. If you're anything like me, you also enjoy collecting, taming, befriending, whatever you want to call it, fantasy creatures and pets. My Pokemon living decks with way too many shinies is proof of this obsession. Ooblets offers less variety. There are only 45 of these half plant, half animal beasties, but they come in 3 differently colored versions: common, uncommon, and gleamy. And you can be damn sure I gotta catch them all. Fact 3. Forget about battling, here you dance your way to victory. Yep, you heard that right. Once you got the right item to challenge the Ooblets you come across, they will not attack you. Instead, some dope music will start playing and you can fight them in a card game dance battle. Your Ooblets can level up and learn new abilities to use in these battles, and if you win, you can get a seed from the challenged Ooblet, which you can then plant to have one for yourself. Fact 4. You will sound like an idiot when talking about this game. Treebees, Grumboir, Nernies, Oopkoop, Spressy, Pewter, Frunbuns, Peaksnups, Mimpins, Goshzuki, Seedpeter, Ferd Burper. No, I'm not creatively insulting you. These are totally normal words in the world of Ooblets, used by the various unique NPCs all over the lovely land of Oop, and Frunbuns, for example, is the name of a club I joined in-game. Because who doesn't want to be a Frunbun? Fact 5. This adorable game was actually at the center of quite the controversy. Roughly 1,000 people supported Glumberland during the years of Ooblets' road to early access. Most of the communication on their social media was lighthearted and fun. But then the epic exclusivity was announced and all hell broke loose. The dev post on the topic was taken as quite condescending, and Glumberland was suddenly in the middle of a huge shitstorm, which was raging on for quite some time. The exclusivity is no longer a thing, and the shitstorm calmed down, but the devs really stirred up a hornet's nest back then. 5 facts down, 5 ingredients left to go. And those are flour, sparkling water, eggs, nutmeg, and salt. Simple enough, right? The first recipe I made in-game were the so-called Oodles, and my brain immediately went, wait a second, that would be the perfect name for the type of Spaetzle my mom makes, which are slightly bigger, but you'll see in a second. That's what we're making today. Spaetzle, German egg noodles, or Oodles, whatever you want to call them. Get a big bowl ready and add the flour into it. Carefully crack the eggs into it, you don't want any crunchy bits. Add the salt and flavor it with a sizable amount of nutmeg. Freshly grated is best, but pre-ground is also okay. Pour in some sparkling water and then get stirring, mixing, combining, whatever you want to call it. Add more water if necessary till you have a consistency looking like this. Next, fill a pot with water, about halfway to 2/3, and salt the water. Bring it to a boil and then get the dough ready. Wet a knife, a butter knife is totally fine, and use the back of the knife to slowly scrape off worm-like things from the dough. It sounds a bit weird, but that's what we're doing here. Once the pot is filling up, stop, because you don't want to layer them too much all over each other, and let them cook for a moment. Once all of them rise to the top, they are done. Fish them out with a slotted spoon, they will shrink a bit, and place them somewhere to dry, on a plate for example. I could have stopped the recipe here, because those are Spaetzle, but where's the fun in that? So let's make some optional sauce. Chop the parsley. We're making, and I'll teach you a German word now, Pilzrahm, so we need some mushrooms. Cut them into small chunks and place them in a pan. Add some butter, lots of butter helps, and stir it in. Let it melt till everything is nice and brown and roasted. Add the parsley and mix that in. Deglaze with some heavy cream and add a bit of stock. Stir again and let it simmer for a while till you have a nice consistency and everything has just like combined. Spice with pepper, salt, and stir again. And there it is. Spaetzle with Pilzrahm or mushroom cream sauce. Ta-da! And that's it. In my family, we call these type of Spaetzle Amseln, which translates to blackbirds. And yes, that might sound confusing at first, but Spaetzle is actually the German word for like small sparrows. So not that confusing. Blackbirds are bigger than sparrows and our Amseln are bigger than Spaetzle. Totally logical, right? The recipe is, as always, down there in the description. If you decide to give it a shot, send me a picture, tag me in one, write me your experience in a comment. I would love to hear from you. In any case, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Maybe even ring the bell. And yeah, I hope your day is as good as gold. See you soon.